as I was saying, this subject is crucial because the global economic model is transforming, and of course, value chains must adapt to the new structure. By the way, did you know that industrial sectors account for 21% of global greenhouse gas emissions? Well,
Interesting.
imagine transforming this with green value chains. So this is huge. It could be huge. But what are these green value chains? Well, actually, these value chains integrate that part of the environment sustainability criteria into every stage of the supply chain, from raw material
Hmm.
sourcing through production, distribution, consumption, and disposal. And the aim is to minimize environmental damage and enhance resource efficiency. These technological advancements play a critical role in driving the development of green value chains because they are enabling the efficient use of resources, reducing waste, and enhancing sustainable practices. And I can mention about renewable energy technologies, innovations in solar panel, wind turbines, bioenergy systems. All these enable businesses to reduce their dependence on fossil fuels and decrease greenhouse gas emissions. We also have, and this is extremely important, digitalization and data analytics, the use of big
Hmm.
data, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence within the supply chain management. This allows companies to optimize routes, reduce energy consumption, predict maintenance needs, and so on. Like, for example, AI-driven logistics platforms can minimize transportation emissions by optimizing delivery routes and load sharing.
Welcome to Vibrant Publishers Podcast. Our guest for today is Oana, who has over 12 years of experience in strategic planning, economic development, and business analysis. With expertise spanning across tourism, energy, fintech, and more, she has worked with organizations such as the World Bank, Cluster Competitiveness Group, and many others. She holds a PhD in economics and international affairs and is passionate about digital transformation, sustainability, and driving innovation across industries. Our topic for today is green value chain, and we hope that you enjoy the podcast. So, welcome to the podcast, Oana.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting me.
Great. So, our topic for today is green value chains. And it would be a great place to begin with if you could explain to our audience what this subject is and how they contribute to sustainability.
Yeah, sure, sure. It's my pleasure. Actually, this is a very interesting subject, in my opinion. It's a hot topic,
Yeah.
if we could say that. So thank you very much for the invitation. It's an honor to be part of your podcast. As I was saying, this subject is crucial because the global economic model is transforming, and of course, value
Okay.
chains must adapt to the new structure. By the way, did you know that industrial sectors account for 21% of global greenhouse gas emissions? Well,
Interesting.
imagine transforming this with green value chains. So this is huge. It could be huge. But what are these green value chains? Well, actually, these value chains integrate that part of the environment sustainability criteria into every stage of the supply chain, from raw material
Hmm.
sourcing through production, distribution, consumption, and disposal. And the aim is to minimize environmental damage and enhance resource efficiency. There are, of course, a lot of characteristics or a lot of perspectives of these green value chains. And at the core of these efforts is sustainable sourcing.
Hmm.
Um, the sustainable sourcing means that the selection of raw materials is extremely important. By promoting the development of technologies such as solar photovoltaics, wind turbines, businesses are investing in materials that have minimal environmental impacts right from the start. The second
Okay.
characteristics or core element, let's say, is eco-friendly production. And here I would like to emphasize the importance of a European document, which is the EU Green Deal Industrial Plan,
Hmm.
which exemplifies how manufacturing processes are evolving. And this plan, EU Green Deal, significantly reduces energy consumption and waste, emphasizing the production of clean energy technologies less reliant on carbon intensive methods. And this initiative not only cuts down carbon emissions, but also fosters a transition towards more sustainable production methods.
Okay.
The third one is efficient distribution, which also plays a crucial role in enhancing sustainability, if we can say that. And
Hmm.
it focuses on optimizing logistics to reduce carbon emissions. Usually, the clean tech sectors are particularly noteworthy, where efficient distribution of components and minimized transportation distances are essential for reducing overall environmental footprint. And of course, we can mention reducing waste, because this is
Hmm.
essential, as the European Union has introduced, because uh, you've asked about sustainability. European Union has introduced circular economy strategies within its industrial frameworks to address this issue. What does it mean? Well, it means that it involves extensive recycling and sustainable disposal practices, ensuring that end-of-life products contribute minimally to environmental degradation. And just to, let's say, to make a short conclusion on your question, because I know that the problematic is very vast and it's very difficult to be
Right.
short and to give you a short answer. These efforts that I've already mentioned not only lower pollution, waste, and greenhouse gas emissions, but also enhance resource efficiency, leading to significant cost savings. And the economic and social benefits are profound, because they are opening new market opportunities, and they foster community development. And by embedding these green value chain elements into their operations, businesses are not only protecting the environment, but also enhancing their competitiveness in the global market. So,
Right. Got it. Thank you for the brief explanation. And that brings me to the next question, which is what are some of the common environmental challenges that green value chain aims to address?
yeah. Um, That's a very good question. And you will see that I will make a lot of connections with the EU, because I'm in a European country. I live in Romania. So that's why I will bring into discussion a lot of documents, a lot of examples from the European countries, from European Union. Um, Green value chains, I think this is common ground, aim to address several key environmental challenges by integrating sustainability into various stages of product life cycles. Uh,
Okay.
at the heart of these initiatives is the reduction of carbon emissions. For instance, the European Green Deal that we've talked before champions the domestic production of clean energy technologies such as solar panels and wind turbines. This focus is crucial for decreasing reliance on fossil fuels and significantly lowering carbon emissions. This is the first challenge. The second
Okay.
challenge could be waste reduction, because this challenge and waste reduction actually, as a important field, actually plays a central role within these value chains. The European Union endorsement of circular economy strategies exemplifies efforts to minimize waste throughout the production process. And this includes advancing recycling initiatives and ensuring that products at the end of their life cycle are either reused or disposed of in a manner that minimizes environmental impact, thereby, of course, transforming waste into a resource rather than a liability. Another challenge that I think it's important to mention is the reduction of pollution, because, of course, if
Right.
we will we'll make the value chains greener, we will lower the pollution.
Right.
Um, this challenge is evident in how green value chains refine manufacturing processes to conserve energy and reduce emissions. And I will give you an example, like, for example, in clean tech, new production methodologies are designed to emit significantly fewer pollutants than traditional methods, showcasing a proactive, let's say, approach to pollution reduction.
Hmm.
Another challenge is sustainable land use. This is extremely important and in connection with agriculture. This is critical because in agriculture and raw material sourcing, um, green value chains could emphasize practices that prevent deforestation and land degradation, such as sustainable farming and responsible mining. And these are just two examples which play a vital role in maintaining ecosystem health.
Right.
Lastly, we can mention the water conservation because this is extremely important. We are talking about semiconductors globally, and we all know that this sector is consuming a lot of water, and I think it's
Hmm.
important to underline water conservation because it is integrated in the processes of industries with traditionally high water usage. Besides semiconductors, I can name textiles, agriculture, and of course, through innovative measures, these industries um, can reduce their water footprint and can demonstrate how green value chains can lead to more sustainable water use. And these were just some of the important and some of the, yeah, I think the most visible challenges. And if we tackle these challenges, green value chains not only can ensure actually the ecological health, but can also create a sustainable foundation for economic activities. And also, in connection to the first question, I would like to emphasize the creation of new market opportunities. This is also important for the businesses, for all the stakeholders that are involved.
Got it. Uh, those are, I think, those 5 points. Those are 5 to 6 points. These are really crucial points. And I think this is the time to tackle these environmental challenges.
Exactly.
Now, coming to another concept, which is circular economy. Firstly, if you could explain what is circular economy, and then how does it fit into the concept? This concept fits into green value chain.
Yeah, it's very important to explain a little bit the connection because circular economy is very linked to green value chains because it
Hmm.
emphasizes the reduction of waste, the continual use of resources, and the regeneration of natural systems. And here I can give, let's say, some characteristics of how, or some elements, key elements of how circular economy is connected to the green value chains.
Hmm.
It is through resource recirculation. Like, for example, in the production of clean energy technologies, and I mentioned a lot about solar panels or batteries. We have some components, key components, raw materials like metals or minerals that are recycled to minimize waste and to
Hmm.
reduce the demand for virgin resources. This is one. The second one can be a sustainable product design. So if the products are designed for a longer life cycle with easier repairability characteristics and greater potential for recycling, of course, this is also this also includes the involvement of circular economy within green value chains. The third one is about the energy efficiency and renewable energy. And this means implementing energy efficient production processes and using renewable energy sources, which are all key aspects of circular green value chains. Another important characteristic or connection with that underlines the connection between circular economy and green value chains is the waste reduction strategies, because green value chains aim to minimize waste at every stage of the product life cycle. Um, I can also mention product as a service because we are now talking about batteries creation and how can we use batteries, and if everybody will buy a lot of batteries, what will we do with all these batteries that need to be recycled? Some sectors are shifting from selling products to offering services, which extends the lifespan of products through shared use and
Okay.
recycling. Companies can provide battery leasing for electric vehicles, for example, instead of direct sales, thereby encouraging the reuse and um, efficient recycling of batteries, actually.
Hmm.
Um, One other characteristic.
I think in India at least there's this concept being used wherein we've got replaceable batteries at our charging stations, wherein you can just go to the station, put in your battery into the into the station and take out a new battery, which is
Oh,
just a replacement.
excellent, excellent. Yeah,
Uh,
this is a very
so
good.
maybe
This
that
is
is
a
one example.
Yes, yes, it is. It is. Thank you very much for the contribution. It's a very good example. And another one can be the usage of biodegradable materials. And we have the sectors such as packaging, in which these chains can incorporate the use of biodegradable materials that can
Hmm.
decompose naturally, um, thereby, of course, reducing environmental pollution. And these are all practices of circular economy, and there are principles of it that are included and that are how should I say it, are very much used in the green value chains. These are only just a few examples, but of course there are a lot because everybody is trying to figure out um, how to differentiate, because if you're talking about that company level, then it is an element, and we will discuss later on. It is a differentiator. It could bring competitive advantage to companies.
If you could expand on that, how it helps in enhancing the competitiveness.
Yeah, exactly. These green value chains actually enhance a company's competitiveness in a global market because it drives innovation, it opens new markets, and of
Right.
course, it triggers and it meets the growing consumer demand for sustainable products, because this is also something that we can see at global level. Um, a lot of consumers that are choosing for sustainable products.
Hmm.
And the competitiveness can be enhanced in several ways. Um, the first one is market differentiation, because I talked to you about differentiator. Companies that adopt green value chain practices often differentiate their products in the market because they are producing eco-friendly products. And
Hmm.
like, for example, companies that are involved in the EU Green Deal's clean tech sectors, like solar, photovoltaics, wind turbines, can market their products as sustainable alternatives. And this means that they are capturing a niche market that favors green products. This is the first characteristic, let's say. The second one is cost reduction. Even though now it's kind of expensive for companies, um, in a short period of time, it could reduce the costs, because these green value chains can lead to significant cost reduction through improved resource efficiency and waste minimization. Companies in the clean tech value chains can use materials more efficiently and recycle waste products, and this will reduce production costs and will enhance profitability in time. Um, Another aspect of competitiveness is access to new markets and funding, because this is important. Companies that participate in green value chains often gain access to new markets, and they can opt out for specific funding opportunities. I will give you an example. Firms that demonstrate compliance with the EU Green Deal criteria might find easier access to green financing, green bonds, green loans, and so on. And they can also enter into a market that prioritize sustainability.
Okay.
Last but not least, I think innovation and technology adoption is extremely important, and green value chains drive technological innovation and adoption of innovation, and companies that are involved in developing and implementing clean technologies, such as those that are creating energy efficient manufacturing processes or renewable energy products, um, are often at the forefront of technological advances, keeping them um,
Hmm.
competitive in a rapidly evolving global markets.
Right.
Yeah, I think these are extremely important and really could help to increase the competitiveness of a company.
Got it. These are some really solid points. Now, I want to discuss about how, I mean, big companies, they have their heavy budgets for these practices, these green value chain practices. But what about small to medium enterprises, sized enterprises? How can they incorporate green value chain practices
Yeah,
with the limited resources that they have?
yeah, you're right. You're right. It's kind of difficult for them, but it's not impossible. There are various financial incentives and policies, even at European level, that encourage businesses to transition to green value chains. Um, these incentives and policies usually are designed to offset the initial costs and risks associated with adopting sustainable practices and technologies. We can mention some examples, like we have subsidies and grants at
Hmm.
European level under this Green Deal industrial plan, and under a lot of other legislative frameworks. We have the Net Zero Industry Act. There are specific subsidizing grants uh, that are dedicated to companies for the investment in the production of clean technologies. These financial supports help cover part of the costs for developing and deploying technologies like solar panels, wind turbines, energy efficient manufacturing processes. These are just a few examples. We can also have tax incentives. These tax
Hmm.
incentives usually are used to encourage companies to adapt to these environmentally friendly practices.
Okay.
We have reductions in corporate tax rates for businesses that demonstrate energy savings or that invest in renewable energy sources and so on. We have low interest loans that are given
Hmm.
by financial institutions. We have regulatory relief because this, even though it's not an direct incentive, it can help companies. We have some subsidies that are helping companies for market access policies that create preferential market access for green products can be incentives for businesses. We have the EU labeling scheme.
Okay.
We have public procurement policies dedicated to green products. There are a lot of how should I say it? I would say incentives for businesses to integrate the technologies and develop green products. So
So
we
what
have
I
companies have options, but it's of
Right.
course um, they need to work on that if they want to.
Because that will help them gain a competitive advantage in this era,
Exactly,
right?
exactly,
And what I'm also seeing is that government policies and government's role is very crucial for the business, for these small to medium enterprises business
exactly,
to get
exactly.
into sustainability.
Yeah, we have I don't know, it's also at European level, but we can also see this in the United States. We can also see in China. So we have a lot of examples of government support.
Right. Got it. Great. So now let's come to the technological side. What are some technological advancements that are currently driving the development of green value chains?
This is extremely interesting because these technological advancements play a critical role in driving the development of green value chains because they are enabling the efficient use of resources, reducing waste, and enhancing sustainable practices. And I can mention about renewable energy technologies, innovations in solar panel, wind turbines, bioenergy systems. All these enable businesses to reduce their dependence on fossil fuels and decrease greenhouse gas emissions. Like, for example, the deployment of solar photovoltaic and wind energy technologies has been promoted under the European Green Deal to increase renewable energy capacity and support sustainable industrial practices. This is extremely, how should I say, a buzzword at European level. We can also have energy efficiency technologies. Like in machinery and equipment that help industries reduce energy consumption. And here we can speak about LED lighting, high efficiency heating and cooling systems, smart grid technologies are just a few examples where improvements have led to significant reductions in energy use and operational costs for businesses. We also have, and this is extremely important, digitalization and data analytics, the use of big
Hmm.
data, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence within the supply chain management. This allows companies to optimize routes, reduce energy consumption, predict maintenance needs, and so on. Like, for example, AI-driven logistics platforms can minimize transportation emissions by optimizing delivery routes and load sharing. We also have water conservation technologies, um, in textiles and agriculture. These innovations in water treatment and recycling technologies can reduce water usage, as I mentioned before, and manage water resources in a more sustainable way. Um, we can also have electric and hybrid vehicles, but this, I mean, everybody knows about the development of electric and hybrid vehicle technologies. These are just a few examples of how and what are the technologies that can green the value chains.
Got it. And so, what are some of the trends that you foresee in the next decade? In this the evolution of green value chains over the next decade. What are some trends that you are seeing?
Yeah, there are some trends that can be spotted, like for example, the expansion of digital and AI technologies. This is a trend that I'm sure that it will be very much used in the future. Digital
Okay.
technologies, AI, Internet of Things will play a crucial role in optimizing resource use and reducing waste. Like for example, artificial
Hmm.
intelligence can be used for predictive maintenance in manufacturing. It can reduce the downtime and extend the life of equipment. Internet of Things devices can help in tracking resources, ensuring efficient use of energy and materials. We have another trend in the growth of green financing, and we can see this in at the European level. Green financing options such as green bonds, sustainable loans are expanding significantly, and
Hmm.
these financial instruments will provide the necessary capital for businesses to invest in green technologies and practices. We can also see an important trend in the decarbonization of energy intensive industries. And this means steel, chemicals, iron, which are traditionally high emitters of CO2. And these industries will increasingly adopt value chain practices and green value chain practices, and will integrate within a different green value chain. Um,
Got it.
this like for example, in this industries, just to give you an example, this can be done by the usage of renewable energy sources, capturing and storing carbon emissions, but also different innovations in production processes to reduce overall emissions. Yeah, I was just trying to make like for example a transition from basic iron to a greener iron and steel production with reduced emissions and energy use. And in order to do that, you will need something like $150 million to $1 billion. So you really need a lot of money to change and to make
Right.
this industry greener. So there is a lot of capital involved, and of course, the public authorities should, and the government should contribute and should help to these changing of the structure of the economy. Yeah, I think these are the most important. And another trend that I think it will be extremely important in this landscape is the collaboration between the stakeholders of different stakeholders. Um, because
Okay.
businesses need to engage more deeply with these stakeholders, including suppliers, customers, local communities, because this is very important to enhance the sustainability of the value chain. And that's why I think that collaborative projects are extremely important. Even public-private partnerships in smaller countries such as Romania are extremely important in order to make a progress in this field.
Okay, got it. Now my last question to you is, I wanted to give a key takeaway for the audience. So what advice would you like to give to business owners who are watching this podcast, who are looking to start their journey towards the green value chains?
Yeah, I know it's very difficult for them, especially for the small and for the SMEs, small and
Hmm.
medium enterprises. But there are some small steps that can be taken in order to ensure that you will be integrated within a green value chain in the future. You can conduct a sustainability audit just to see how your business is doing. And of course, these sustainability audits are more practicable for manufacturing companies. Um, it can be a comprehensive, it can be just to see how your business is doing, to assess your current practices, and also to identify specific areas of improvement, let's say, in terms of environmental impact. You can analyze within this sustainability audit your energy usage, waste management, supply chain sourcing, and so on. So this can be a how should I say, an action from a business. The second one is, of course, the adoption of technology and the creation of innovative projects. Because yes, you can invest in technologies, but you need an innovation strategy with a certain portfolio of projects that can ensure you um, I don't know, innovative projects and your preoccupation in this field. Actually, you are investing in developing and constantly creating innovative projects and implementing innovative projects. You will be interested in adopting renewable energy sources, maybe in projects such as, I don't know, implementing solar and wind power, maybe you will be interested in reducing the dependence on fossil fuels or implementing advanced recycling technologies. Uh, if you want to recover the material that you used within the manufacturing process, and so on. This is another aspect. Another one, I think it's very important to engage with suppliers on sustainability. You need to work closely with suppliers. You need to be sure that they are also interested in the sustainable practices. This might involve creating a supplier code of conduct. Why not? That includes sustainability criteria. Another one that is extremely important is to educate and train your employees. Employee education and engagement is crucial for successful implementation of green practices. Training programs that can be developed to educate employees about sustainability goals and so on, because it's important for them to know and to be preoccupied in this um, on these aspects. Another important aspect is to explore partnerships and collaborations. You need to be included in networks. You need to talk to, I don't know, clusters, be included in a cluster, in a network where you always find and you always know about the most important technologies. And you will have opportunities to develop projects, collective projects. Um, Look
Hmm.
for different opportunities to partner with other organizations,
Right.
NGOs, government agencies. Uh, these collaborations really help to develop joint sustainability initiatives, and I think this is also an important characteristic that a company can take advantage of, and can help it be included, let's say, in this green value chains phenomenon.
Right. Uh, Oana, it was wonderful talking to you on the subject of green value chains. Thank you for sharing all these insights into the world of sustainability. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much once again for the invitation and for the opportunity to share my interest in this subject. And of course, we can find more specific examples if the audience need, and they can contact me. Maybe you will give them my email address if they have questions, or you can take the
Right.
questions and send
So
it to me.
the
But
so the audience can find the details, the social media handles of Oana in the description below. So yeah, feel free to reach out to Oana if you've got any
yeah.
collaboration plans or any questions. Yeah, once again, thank you so much, Oana, for joining us, and we hope to see you on our podcast once again.
Thank you. Thank you again for this opportunity, and good luck with your podcast.